Today is my birthday. I just turned 40. I'm happy to speak directly to you. I live in San Francisco, right on what people call Billionaires Row. Money from the technology industry is visible everywhere around here. I have incredible BA views from almost every window. Grand estates nearby, close to Alta Plaza Park, and I can walk to Fillmore Street. All the money, beauty, and status meant nothing when it came to the real values and wisdom my mother tried to teach me.
My boy, your body is a temple. Treat it like one. I'm not talking about looking good or showing off. I meant something far deeper. Discipline, respect, restraint, a sacred care for yourself that no one else can ever give you. No amount of money could ever repair a body you destroy. No success could protect you from the consequences of neglect. And no applause, no admiration, no recognition could ever replace the care you owe yourself.
I'd roll my eyes. What did she know? She was from a different generation, a different world. She didn't understand freedom, pleasure, and living life on your own terms. I'm going to tell you something. I've never told anyone completely. Let me take you back. Back to when I thought I had it all figured out. When I was 25, I made good money in tech. 6 figures by 27. A penthouse view by 30. I drove cars that cost more than my parents' house. I wore watches that could feed a family for a year. Laura was my first woman. We met at a conference in San Diego. She was smart, beautiful, and ambitious. We had something real, I think. But real wasn't exciting enough for me. So there was Nicole, then Chris, then Shannon from Orange Grove Boulevard, who laughed like music and made me feel like a king. My mother would call, "My boy, when are you going to settle down? Find a good woman, build something lasting. Mum, I'm living. I'm young. I'll settle down eventually." That word became my faith. I had a pleasure system, here you see. Monday nights were for Angela. Wednesdays, I'd meet to friends I won't say who, for drinks that led to hotel rooms. Fridays were open for Michelle. Saturday for Jenny from Beverly Hills, before she moved to New York. Robin, we meet up in Pacific Heights when I had business in San Francisco. Ashley in Silicon Valley. Forget Lily, we meet without appointment. That was the way my life used to go. I lived for pleasure and enjoyment. I changed women like I drive my high-end luxury cars, BMW or Mercedes for every day. Ferrari, Rolls-Royce or Porsche for special occasions. Pagani when I really want to impress. I walked with rich girls, my girlfriends, older women and sisters alike. The bad thing is I didn't acknowledge use of condoms, thinking they would reduce the pleasure of love. The number of women became countless. Until a time came when I couldn't even remember some of them. The parties were endless from rooftop lounges to exclusive clubs. I was impressed and happy about private events. In Bel Air, where you needed to know someone who knew someone, I'd walk into these places and feel like I owned the world. My friends, my boys, we'd laugh about our conquests. We'd compare notes like we were trading stocks. Did you see that girl at the bar? I got her number. I got more than her number. We thought we were kings. We thought we were invincible. I thought I was winning. I thought quantity meant I was alive. But here's what nobody tells you about that lifestyle. It's exhausting. By 32, I couldn't remember half the names. I'd be with someone and suddenly think, wait, did we? Have we? It all blurred together. Faces, hotel rooms, promises made at 2 a.m. that evaporated by noon. There was this one night, God. This moment haunts me. I ran into Whitney at a restaurant. Beautiful woman. We started talking, flirting. I took her home. It was only the next morning, seeing a photo on her phone, that I realized we'd already slept together 6 months earlier. I had completely forgotten. She looked at me with such hurt in her eyes. You don't even remember me. I didn't. And that's when something shifted. Just slightly. Just enough to let a sliver of doubt creep in. But I pushed it down. I had an image to maintain, a lifestyle to uphold. My friends expected it. My ego demanded it. The thing about addiction, and yes, this was an addiction, is that you need more and more to feel the same high. One woman wasn't enough. 2 weren't enough. The thrill kept diminishing, so I kept chasing it harder. I wanted to rule over all pleasures. Even remembering my God was just a dream. I was captured by the world, running toward fire without knowing. My mother kept calling. My boy, I'm worried about you. You sound tired. You sound lost. I'm fine. Mom, I'm great. Living the dream. That's what scares me, she said. I laughed it off. What did she know? One day in the evening, I got a fever that wouldn't quit. Night sweats. I'd wake up drenched, confused. The following month, weight started dropping off me. I told myself it was stressful. Too much work for money and many late nights. The unknown symptoms and recurring fevers never stop and grow day by day. Then the rashes came. Then the persistent cough. Then the diarrhea that left me weak and hollow. I knew. Deep down, I knew. But I waited. Weeks became months. I was terrified to confirm what my body was already telling me. Because once you know, you can't unknow. Once it's real, it's real. Finally, I drove to a hospital in Sacramento. A hospital where nobody knew me. I felt pleasure has put me in trouble. I walked in without an appointment because I couldn't bring myself to plan it. To make it official. The receptionist. Sir, you need an appointment. I don't even remember walking to the examination room. The nurse. Young man, you need to knock before entering. Line up properly, one by one, that's the plan. Don't worry, good treatment doesn't require rushing. Wait while others are treated, you'll follow. I felt like a child. Small, scared, stupid. The doctor was kind. That's what I remember most. She didn't judge. She just listened. I think I know what's wrong with me, I said. I just need you to confirm it. She asked about my symptoms, my history, my activities. I told her everything, not proudly, not shammy fully, just factually. Like I was describing someone else's life. We'll run a full panel, she said. HIV test, hepatitis, syphilis, everything. It'll take a few days for results. Those were the longest days of my life. Mom, you gave me life, and for a long time I didn't live it the way you hoped for me. I didn't listen when I should have. I chased things that looked important but weren't. But I want you to know something, I see it now. How do I admit that? Every warn in Jugavam was right. I thought about all the women. Had I infected them? Had they infected me? Did it even matter at this point who was first? The damage was done. The doctor called me back in. Your HIV test came back positive. Illness is normal for human beings. Understand that. The tests show it's true, you're infected. I'm very sorry. We're losing an icon in technology. You need to pray and return to your God. Eat well, exercise, let your body rest. If you follow this, you'll live with hope. You still have a chance, believe in yourself. I was thought recovering again is impossible for me. I was called my friends, brothers, and said goodbye. My friend Carter goodbye, my tech gurus goodbye. I thought I will never see them again. My doctor, explain that. I'm so sorry, but I want you to understand something very important. This is not a death sentence, not anymore. With proper treatment, medication, and care, people with HIV live long, full lives. You can still have happy life. I was thinking about my mother's face, about all the people I'd put at risk, about the man I'd become. You need to contact your partners, doctor. Explain slowly. Everyone you've been with. They need to get tested. Everyone. How many was that? 30, 50, more. I put my head in my hands and cried for the first time since I was a child. The next weeks were a blur of phone calls I didn't want to make. Laura. It's me. I need to tell you a message. Some women cried. Some screamed, some cut down the phone immediately. A few had already known they'd gotten tested after hearing rumors, after feeling symptoms, after their own reckonings. One woman, Ashley, she said something that broke. I trusted you. I thought you cared about me. How could you be so careless with my life? She was right. I had been careless with her life, with all their lives, with my own life. I finally called my mother. Mum, my boy, what's wrong? I couldn't speak. I just sobbed. Mum waited. Mum always knew how to wait. Mum, I'm sick. I'm HIV positive. I didn't listen to you about anything. And now Mum said, I'm getting on a plane. We will be Mum, I don't deserve hush now. You're my son. I'm coming. Mum stayed for 3 weeks. She went with me to doctor appointments. She checked the treatments. She held my hand when the medication made me sick. She prayed with me when I couldn't pray. Mum, why aren't you angry at me? I asked her one night. Oh my boy, I am angry. I'm furious. But not at you, at the choices you made, at the things, at a world that told you using people was success. But anger doesn't heal you. Love does, so I'm choosing love. I started treatment. The antiretroviral medications made me sick at first. But my body adjusted. My viral load began to drop. Within years, I was undetectable, meaning I couldn't transmit the virus to anyone else. The doctor explained. Undetectable equals untransmittable. You can live a normal life. You can even have children safely one day, if you choose. But I wasn't the same person who wanted those things before. I'm 40. Now it's been 8 years since my diagnosis. I volunteer at a sexual health clinic, talking to young men who remind me of myself. I tell them my story, not to scare them, but to show them there's another way. I'm in therapy twice a week, working through why I needed validation from strangers, why I confused conquest with connection, why I was running so hard from intimacy that I exhausted myself in its shallow end. I'm single. And learning who I am when I'm alone, learning what I actually want versus what I thought I was supposed to want. I talk to my mother every day. She's 68. Now her health isn't great. And I think about all the years I wasted. All the calls I didn't return. All The times I chose strangers over the woman who actually loved me. I think about the women I hurt. I've tried to make amends where I can. But some wounds don't heal with apologies. Some people don't want to hear from me. And I respect that. My guilt is mine to carry, not theirs to absolve. I think about women who we are no longer chatted, but I wonder if they ever got tested. I wonder if they knew. I wonder what I could have done differently. Here's what I want you to understand. I'm not standing here as a cautionary tale. I'm not here to scare you straight or preach abstinence, or pretend that pleasure itself is evil. I'm here to tell you that my mother was right about one thing. Your body is a temple, not because sex is shameful or desire is wrong, but because you matter. Your health matters. Your future matters. The women I was with, they weren't conquests. They were human beings with hopes and dreams and families who loved them, and I treated them like achievements to unlock, like levels in a game. That's the real sickness. Not the virus in my blood, but the emptiness in my heart that I tried to fill with bodies instead of connection. If I could go back and listen to my mother, here's what I'd hear differently. When she said, treat your body like a temple, she meant, you are sacred. Act like it. When she said, settle down, she meant, find peace. Stop running. When she said, be careful, she meant, your choices have consequences that ripple far beyond you. When she said, I love you, she meant exactly that. No conditions, no judgment, just love. I take a pill every day. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me undetectable. It reminds me that I'm still here, still breathing, still given another chance. Not everyone gets that chance. I think about that a lot. So I'm using mine to be honest, to be better, to be the man my mother always believed I could be. Even when I didn't believe it myself. I'm not asking for forgiveness, not looking for sympathy. I'm just telling you the truth. Be happy, simple, and enjoy the life.